All right, jumping right into this. Didn't play all day yesterday. I don't want to play this. I want to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time. Already starting off things wrong. All right. False start, but we're off to the races. I'm talking this first thing in the morning for me. I'm drinking my coffee right now, but I just crave it so much. Coffee and the games. I was going to jump right into it. First thing in the morning, woke up and I wanted to hear "Oh Come Lay" by Neutral Milk Hotel. Okay, so this is the first bullshit thing about this game. If you put it on easy mode, you only get 3 continues. Normal, hard. See, why it doesn't putting it on less continues make it less easy? I don't like that. Rest 7. Okay, at least we can have 7 rests. But people say this is the best Turtles game. No, it's not, because I can't beat it. I beat Turtles 2 on NES with a friend, but the rationing of continues, I can't beat this game. Yeah, but like I said, I woke up and I wanted to hear "Oh Calmly" by Neutral Milk Hotel, and it hit me exactly how schizophrenic I used to be. I mean, I still am, but I'm medicated for it. I used to listen to that Neutral Milk Hotel album. I got a Honda Civic Hybrid when I was 19 years old, as in part of my inheritance I got from my dad's life insurance. And I drove that fucking car all over this scary country and got myself into all kinds of predicaments and situations that I'd like to forget. But the whole time, I was certifiably insane. And just listening to that Neutral Milk Hotel made me remember, like, oh, I used to think these songs were talking to me, the same way Charles Manson thought the Beatles were talking to him. I was that crazy. And make things even weirder, I ended up being friends with some of the people in Neutral Milk Hotel through other friends. So it was like I couldn't handle my reality, that mixing of these fantasies and reality. I was able to somewhat hide it from people, but I was definitely treated. A lot of people think it's funny when someone's completely insane. And I get it. I mean, when I was a kid, even now, I had a fascination with mentally disabled and intellectually disabled people, because they're so different from what you want to call them, neurotypical normies. I've had a fascination with everything different throughout my life, but yeah, I used to listen to that Neutral Milk Hotel quite a bit. I used to play the song, cover the song "Two-Headed Boy" And people would ask me if I wrote it, and sometimes I would say yes, because I thought I did write it. I didn't. Not as talented of a musician as Jeff Mangum. I never wrote a song up to par with Two-Headed Boy, but yeah, I listened to a lot of Rio de la Muerte, and it fed into my insanity. And I'll give you a little tip if you're crazy, just starting to get crazy, because it really kicks in when you're like 18, 19 years old. That's when it starts. And if you have a prescription for Adderall or Ritalin, stop taking that shit right away, because it makes things 10 times worse. I think that's what led to my ultimate disintegration. Instead of driving all around, I had to move in my mom's trailer and the keys, and take Seroquel. Seroquel makes you so sluggish and tired. That's the worst part. One of the worst parts about being a schizo. It takes so long to find a medicine that works. So I would just, they say I have bipolar with psychotic episodes. Also, it's called schizoaffective disorder. It's kind of a mix between schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. So, depending on my mood cycles, I could sometimes mask my insanity, and I could go months, even years, without taking any medication. Be all right. I kind of hold it off. Probably the worst part of it was the depression that comes along, because it's manic depression. You're either a maniac or you're depressed. And when you're a maniac, you don't even know you're a maniac. And the only way to gauge it is to see how other people react around you. And if people are very, very confused by your behavior, that's really the only way to tell. But you feel like you've come across some sort of otherworldly level of intelligence and psychic ability, and you could be thinking of a word and watching TV, and the second you think of that word, the word comes up on the TV, and it's all these coincidences and stuff happening. You think it's like putting you on the right path. There's like a reason behind it or something. You're like on a mission from God or something like that. But it's not God. It's very well could be demonic possession. I know people don't really think about that kind of thing anymore. But I mean, even when I was a kid and had night terrors, which is kind of like a half awake, half asleep, completely psychotic terror, just horrifying. You wake up and you wake up and you think you're in hell. Feels like hell. It's not just a nightmare, it's a feeling. Now my friend Kyle Whalen's mom, she really thought I was possessed by Satan when I had a night terror um, at her house one time. Um, Apparently, mania and psychosis. I was told by a psychologist, a real psychologist, not a social worker. I'm talking about somebody who went to school for a long time, because they have good doctors like that in the Florida Keys. He basically explained to me that when you're on hallucinogens or you're having a psychotic episode, your brain is half awake and half asleep. So you're having these hallucinations and stuff because you're dreaming in your waking life. Um, that was that was probably the best explanation that I could have gotten at the time, and it really helped me. Um, I've gone to a lot of therapists in my life, um, and most of them have been social workers, and I don't want I don't want to. I'm sure they help a lot of people, but my dad was a psychology minor, and I took AP psychology. So I don't know if it's right or not, but I thought that I knew more than these people did. I went to the I went to the social worker therapists, but um, how happy am I today? How blessed, hashtag blessed am I today to be somewhat lucid and able to rationally think. Um, I mean, I still see coincidences all the time. I still get deja vu all the time, but I'm able to handle it and just accept it as a part of life. I don't take it as some sort of breadcrumb that's leading me on some kind of path towards false enlightenment, because that's what insanity is. You think you're always on the cusp of finding the quote unquote answer, but There is no answer. We're sitting here floating on a rock in the middle of nothingness. And we're destroying this rock with poison gas. And you just gotta enjoy the ride while you can. Try not to question it too much. Oh, that was the most disappointing thing about Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. No, Bebop and Rocksteady, Tonka and Razor. Like, where the hell did they come from? Who the hell are they? Not in the cartoon. Why did I mean the Tonka and Razor costumes were intricate costumes. They could have done the same thing, creating a Bebop and Rocksteady costume, but they had to have Tonka and Razor. And not to mention, instead of nunchucks, Michelangelo used sticks of salami. They changed the actress for April O'Neil. I don't know, when I was a kid, I thought that The Secret of the Ooze was a decent sequel, but I've gone back and I've watched both of them one after another, and the original Ninja Turtles movie is so much better than Secret of the Ooze. The Ninja Turtles movie, it's just a classic, and it'll never get old. Ninja Turtles 3, forget about it. It's they have like freckles and stuff. And puppeteering looks horrible. I don't think it's had to have not been made by Jim Henson. And then there was a Turtles live action show made by Saban, people that made Power Rangers, that a girl turtle named Venus de Milo, and that's actually kind of hokey fun. Same thing with Coming Out of Our Shells tour. Those costumes look pretty shitty too, but there's a certain charm to it. And the song Pizza Power, classic song. That's Tonight I Dine on Turtle Soup. Yeah, I wish Pizza Power song was in this version, but I have the Cowabunga collection on my PlayStation, so I'm able to listen to the Pizza Power song on the arcade version of Turtles in Time. I watched Pizza Power on YouTube too. They got the live video on there of it. It's a great song. It's just, I remember, I don't know exactly how old I was, maybe kindergarten, but I had a birthday party at Temple Terrace at Safari Golf. I think that was the name of it. It's a miniature golf course by Busch Gardens with a safari theme. I wonder if it's still open, but we went and played miniature golf at the Safari Golf, and then we went to eat at Pizza Hut, and I got the Out of Our Shells cassette tape. Wish I would have saw Turtles live playing Out of Our Shells tour. I don't remember it coming to my hometown, but we didn't have the internet back then, so it was hard to know. I had to like find it in the newspaper, a little blurb about it. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Yeah, this is different than the arcade. Like, Shredder banishes you to a time warp, and in the sewer in the arcade version, like earlier in the game, and the last guy in this level here in the arcade looks like some kind of semen monster, like a big glob of pud. And I don't remember what he looks like on this Super Nintendo version. Talk about karma. Went to a party at someone's house. I think I was 19 years old, and they had a little Super Nintendo collection, and they had Turtles in Time, but I didn't steal that one. I don't remember which one I stole, but me and my friends kind of ransacked their Super Nintendo collection and stole all their stuff. And then within a few months later, my collection was gone. Record collection and my video game collection. So karma is real. Don't steal from people. You know, the person that I stole those Super Nintendo games from with another group of miscreants. They could have been collecting that. They've been collecting that since the early 90s, and that's memories being stolen there. Even today, I'm missing some of my games I had when I moved into this house, so it's led me with a complete distrust of everyone. And no one's allowed at my house because I'm not letting people steal my games. I'm just at a loss trying to figure out who stole them, though, because, like I said, it's just been so long since I even had anyone in my house. Just kind of disappeared. but it's a horrible feeling to be stolen from. I don't steal from people anymore. I bought a Sonic Origins PS5 collection for my friend Scott, so his son could experience the early Sonic the Hedgehog games on his PS5 because they had just okay, it's the prehistoric turtle Slash instead of the cum monster. Yeah, I wanted my friend's son to experience Sonic, so I bought him the Sonic Origins collection. And after I bought it, I tried to cancel it. Whoa, that's from the Turtles movie. I forgot about that. Let's go with Donatello. I noticed in the picture, after I'd already purchased the Sonic Origins collection, it was listed as brand new. But I took a closer look, and it looked like it did not have the cellophane on it. I looked at the seller's other products, and they had like cartridge only Switch games listed as brand new, so they were not good describing their items. And I sent them a message after they rejected my cancellation of the order, and I said, this picture doesn't look like it's in the cellophane. Is the game really brand new, unopened in the cellophane? And they said, yes, it is. So I said, okay. And then finally comes to my friend's house. I said, does it in the cellophane? He says, nope. And I said, does it have the DLC code? He said, nope. I said, I got had. So I wrote to this eBay seller and I said, I'm gonna have to leave you bad feedback because you lied to me and said, why don't you just cancel the order? You lied and said it was brand new. And turned them into eBay too because they had it. They did not accept returns. And they refunded the whole entire thing. They didn't make me return it or anything. They just refunded the whole thing. I feel kind of guilty about that because I got their game for free. That's the eBay game. I guess that's the scummiest thing I've done recent times is that I got that free Sonic game, but because I don't like to steal from the people, you know. I don't steal at all anymore because I can't go to jail. But that's one of my biggest sins that I repent from my teenagehood is that I'll go to people's parties and steal their shit. I used to love to steal. And I got my karma back because I had a lot of friends who loved to steal, and they would steal my shit too. I still don't know what happened to my Game Boy Advance. My whole Game Boy Advance got stolen. Senior year of high school, it just was missing one day. It was probably this girl Tasha. She's my girlfriend in 7th grade, and she's just a straight up kleptomaniac. Maybe she's changed now. She has kids and family and stuff. But she stole all my CDs. She just couldn't help herself. She had to steal all the time. She liked burning things too. But I've moved past that, and we're still friends. We talk on Facebook. Uh, hurts to be stolen from, especially when it comes to precious things like CDs and video games. It just trying to figure out what the hell happened to my video games here. I was talking about Charles Manson earlier. He used to do something called creepy crawling. It's in the Manson members, someone's house. They rearrange things, maybe steal a few things, just to freak people out and let them know that someone's been in their house and they were gone. Maybe someone creepy crawled my video game collection. I don't know. But I'll count my losses and just be happy for what I got. I got a real good collection, and now that I've gotten these flash carts, I'll never be bored. This prehistoric turtle is much more overpowered than the cum monster. The cum monster is a piece of cake. This prehistoric turtle is quite a force to be reckoned with. Not a bullet sponge, he's a bow sponge. I took I was before I quit karate, I was doing some bow training, and I learned most of a bow kata. It's fun. It's fun to use a bow. It's a fun weapon to use. I was taught in karate that the Okinawans are not allowed by the Japanese to have weapons. So all these weapons that the Ninja Turtles use are actually gardening tools. So that's where they come from. This motherfucker won't die. I'd be really pissed if I don't beat this fucker. Ugh, at least I can use my extra continue now. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus clear. What we have here? Skull and Crossbones. I've been playing this sumbitch for 34 minutes, but I didn't think I would last this long. I usually don't get this far in this game, but I'm on a roll. I think when I first wake up, it's still dark outside. That's when I'm the best at video games. After a good night's sleep, I wake up and my brain is ready to go. And it's really enjoyable. Great way to start the day. Let me make this a 2-game video. Turtles in Time and the Hyperstone Heist, which is Genesis' answer to the Turtles in Time. See how far I can get. Hyperstone Heist. Another game I always wanted on about when I wanted a Sega Genesis. One of the main reasons was Hyperstone Heist. And my neighbors, Tom and Justine Hayden, they had a Sega with Hyperstone Heist. But for some reason, he never let me play it. So I wasn't able to learn until later in life that Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time have a lot of the same levels, and they're almost the same game. So I wasn't really missing out on much ever playing Hyperstone Heist. So it's good music. I'll have to see if I have some kind of special special hacked ROM of Hyperstone Heist to make things a little bit more interesting. I have a hacked ROM called Shredder's Revenge Reshelled, and it's basically sprites from the modern turtle beat 'em up Shredder's Revenge, but they're placed into Streets of Rage 2. I have a weird hack. I have that on my multi-cart, on my flash card, or whatever you want to call it. Infinite fun. I'll never run out of games. I ran out of Nintendo 64 games, but I'll never run out of games now. Shell shock. I'm shell shocked. That's what they call PTSD. Back in the day, they called it shell shock because people were in World War I. So many shells were flying around into the trenches. The people come back with this PTSD, and shell shocked. I'm shell shocked from being beat up by a 6'1" autistic girl named Sarah used to be my girlfriend, and she would beat the shit out of me anytime I piss her off. First time she punched me in the face, because I found out she was on this website called myfreeimplants.com, where she would try to solicit men to pay for her breast implants. She had pictures of her boobs on it. So I called her Internet Hoe. She punched me in the face. And I'd say that was about 6 months into our relationship. And I was with her for exactly 2 years. So for a year and a half, she beat my ass on a regular basis. If I could go back in time, I would have called the police, have her charged with battery. That very first time she ever hit me for calling her Internet Hoe, because she thought that because I called her an Internet Hoe, that was quote unquote abuse. So abuse is something you can use self-defense against. So she beat me in self-defense. Bury my shell at Wounded Knee. And my dad's a lawyer. He was a lawyer. He's dead, but my sister's a lawyer. And I can tell you, as someone with lawyers in the family, her argument is not correct. That is not the law. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And there is no law against someone calling somebody Internet Hoe for being on myfreeimplants.com. But cannot describe in words how violent this woman really was. She hit me with a baseball bat, slashed me with a sword, cut me with broken glass, kicked me in the nuts so hard I'm sterile. Yeah, so that's how I'm shell shocked. A very violent upbringing. People fight in Florida all the time. That's how people solve their problems. And she was from Florida, well, originally from California, but she moved to Florida when she was 13. She spent a lot more time in Florida than I did. Well, no, that's not true, but she stayed in Florida after I left. And she got more and more Florida and less California. Chill vibes. And she brought her Florida with her to Indiana. And I was already in the process of shaking Florida off of me. We don't settle our problems with violence here in Indiana, us Bloomington Hoosiers. We're polite, civil people. I like it that way. I don't like violence. Had enough of it in my life. And Florida Gators, man. Florida Gators. You look like a Louisiana Gator, though. You throwing out crawdads and shit. Crawfish. In Mississippi, they don't call them crawdaddies. They call them crawfish. They're not fish. They're mollusks. Are they a mollusk or an arachnid? I don't know what they are. I could use a lobster or some crawdads right now. Love seafood. Beat this motherfucker. The prehistoric turtle was a tough son of a bitch, but this turtle, or this reptile, is easy. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Hyperstone heist. I've outdone myself. I've gotten so far in this game. I've been playing it for 46 minutes. That's going to be an all Turtles in Time video. I've discussed a lot of trauma in this Turtles playthrough. Ninja Turtle therapy. Really is all what therapy is just want someone to listen. And the difference between someone listening or someone being paid to listen and someone voyeuristically hearing someone spill their guts on a YouTube video is people watching the YouTube video actually are listening. The therapists aren't even listening. They're just trying to get through their day. Unless, of course, like I said, they are a real psychologist. I'm sorry that I'm being so disrespectful to social worker therapists, but I've just had a lot of problems with them, so a lot of wasted time. They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to make a living, you know. There's people working at McDonald's. There's people working in a 5-star Michelin restaurant, you know, and a good psychologist is a 5-star Michelin restaurant, but a social worker is just flipping burgers trying to get through the goddamn day. Because they got way too many people on their caseload, and they can't keep up with it. They can't even remember your name. And they're just not trained as a chef. They're trained to make chicken nuggets. That may sound harsh, but trust me, I am experienced. Starbase, where no turtle has gone before. I think this is where no turtle, being me, has gone before. Because I've never made it this far in Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo. God damn, am I having fun. Proud of myself. I still have one continue left too. Probably the sound's all fucked up. Because I can hear it, so probably the sound's drowned out. This might be a throwaway video, but this is just a way to wake up in the morning for me. This is my life. It's great to wake up and have something to look forward to. And this is really the highlight of my day. I can't do it all day. I'm not a Twitch streamer. I only have so much I can do until I'm burnt out. I have to recharge. Sometimes I have to spend a whole day recharging like I did yesterday. But even though I'm recharging, I still miss it. It's calling to me. Please play me, Richard. Please play my games. I say, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm coming home. I'm coming back tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm recharged. And I have shit to talk about. No matter how much. Probably shouldn't discuss my health. But, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to mask anymore. That's what they call it with autism, masking. Trying to pretend that you're a normal person. I'm trying to figure out if I'm autistic or not. Trying to find out if I have Tourette's or not. But just a lot of my symptoms that I have. The coprolalia, which is blurting out dirty words, and the hyperfixations and stuff like that. That could be ADD and schizophrenia, so both of which I've been diagnosed with. So I might not be autistic and Tourette's. I might just be a common madman. Because people I see with Tourette's, like Balin Dupree and Rachel Orkeet, they can't seem to be able to control their blurting things out. I only blurt things out really in my home, where I feel comfortable. Hopefully no one can hear me. Sometimes I wonder if my neighbors can hear me. But these Tourette's people seem to just anywhere, anytime, they can't help it, and they just they blurt this shit out. But mine's different. Mine I just say when I'm alone. I talk to myself a lot. I'm talking to myself right now. People are gonna watch me talking to myself like I am talking to them. But I'm not. I'm talking to myself. So what I've learned from this playthrough is that I like the Super Nintendo Turtles in Time a lot more than I thought I did, because I can actually make it this far. I must have just somehow gotten better at video games. I'm a maestro at certain games, because at certain other games I just absolutely suck. I wish I liked turn-based RPGs, because I like um, getting lost in a different world, and a lot of these Sega CD turn-based RPGs and Super Nintendo too. They seem like a lot of fun to get lost in this world, but they can't hold my attention. They never have, and they never will. It's basically playing Dungeons and Dragons on a video game system with like numbers and element of chance and everything like that. And I've played Dungeons and Dragons 2 or 3 times in my life, and the only thing I like about it is when you play it, you order pizza. I like the pizza part of it, but I find the actual playing of it. Um, the games always go on for too long. Dungeon Master doesn't know when to quit. Maybe I just need a good Dungeon Master that knows when to stop. Doesn't play for fucking 5 hours. I'm fucking shell shocked. All right, one continue left. This video's gonna be longer than an hour, but I think I've been candid enough to hold people's morbid attention. I'll tell you a little secret about my philosophy on my YouTube. Richard Halstead, on the Richard Halstead 1984 channel, I'm not the star of the show. The star of the show on my channel is the city of Bloomington, my mental illness, and my abject poverty. Because that's what social media and content creation really is in my philosophy. It's a freak show. And people tune in to see what kind of crazy shit I'm going to say next. I guess one more element of my soup, of my elixir of content is nostalgia, of course. Nostalgia is relatable to everyone my age, because we all just want to go back to that time before 9/11. Playing these games, seeing these games, take us back to that time. We all just want to go back before 1994 when Kurt Cobain died. And I try to take you there. I'm a pretty open book. If I thought I could hide my problems, I wouldn't discuss such personal information over the internet with strangers, but everyone knows when they meet me, there's something off. back in my younger, skinnier days, people used to. Some people used to find me attractive, but they would say, "Yeah, you look physically all right, but there's just something off about you. There's some kind of awkwardness about you." That kind of thing makes me think I'm autistic. But I don't want to be a self-diagnosed autistic. There's too many of those. I'm going my whole life without an autism diagnosis. I rather keep it a mystery. He who knows doesn't know. He who knows he doesn't know knows. So I don't know. But what I do know is I got issues. Not so much anymore though. So I've learned to self-cope, self-soothe. I'm taking care of a cat with cancer right now. My favorite cat I've ever had, and I'm able to deal with it because I get to spend I spend my whole day with her, giving her medicine, and I have this little escape, talking to myself and playing video games, and it's I gotta say I'm living a happy life because for as long as I remember, playing a good video game makes me about as happy as I could possibly get. With the exception of playing a good video game with a friend. But I suppose this is the closest thing to it. I'm talking to someone. Someone's watching this. These little fucking things. Fucking Krang. God, I love that name, Krang. They don't come up with names like that anymore. Can't find a good Krang anymore. Name me one modern cartoon that has a character with a name like Krang. Is there even such thing as a modern cartoon? Do they even make cartoons anymore? Disney doesn't. They make live action versions of their cartoons, and neo-fascist assumed dweebies call it woke propaganda. I heard they might be bringing back the old style of Disney animation. The reason why they don't do it anymore is it's too expensive. It takes too long to make a fully hour and a half long cartoon. That shit's hand drawn. It's a lot easier to use computers to draw everything in a real world setting. I'm not going to judge Snow White until I actually see it, though, because I like Gal Gadot. That Snow White looks like Snow White. I mean, how can it be that bad? I mean, I don't write shit off because people call it woke, because they call everything woke nowadays. They call wheelchair ramps woke. I'm an empathetic person. I think as a society we should take care of each other. I believe in universal health care. I believe in social programs. So, I don't care if someone calls something woke. That's not going to deter me from watching something if it's quote unquote woke. I'll judge it if it's good or bad. Yeah, and some woke things are really bad, but not because they're woke, because they're bad. The hole's our way home. Let's go. We got 3 lives left. No continues. I'm in the Technodrome. Been playing an hour and 5 minutes. So this will be all my gaming for the day. Holy shit. I'm straight to Shredder. Super Shredder. I'm not going to beat him, but I made it to the end of the game. So I did pretty good today. This is the furthest I've ever gone on Turtles in Time by myself. Of course, I've beaten Turtles in Time in the arcade because you can just keep pumping credits into it, but by myself, I've never made it this far in Turtles in Time. So it's already starting off to be a great day. Turtles is making me want pizza, but I think I'm going to make myself a bagel after this. It's a better idea to start off your day with a bagel as opposed to a pizza. I think if with a little more practice, I could beat this game. I feel like this isn't Shredder's real energy. I think he comes back. Holy shit. Did I just beat it? Or is there more than one Shredder? I beat it. Holy shit. Bad ending. Because they want me to do the normal difficulty level, but I beat Turtles in Time. They can't take that away from me. That is fantastic. I really hope you enjoyed watching it, because that's my very first time beating Turtles in Time. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.